Hello students, welcome to grade 11. Hope you are enjoying in the commerce stream. This is your business studies class. So we are going to start class 11 business studies. The first discussion that we should do regarding the syllabus and the exam pattern. The whole syllabus is divided into two parts. There are total 10 chapters. The syllabus is divided into two parts. First part is Foundation of Business, consisting of 6 chapters, and the total marks for this part is 40 marks. Then there is part B, Finance and Trade. There are 4 chapters. It is also of 40 marks, and that there is a project work of 20 marks. So total there will be 80 marks exam and 20 marks for project. Then is what kind of questions will be asked in the question paper. What is the design of question paper? There will be MCQs, objective type questions of 1 mark each, 3 marks questions, 4 marks question, 5 marks question and 6 marks question. MCQs or objective types, there will be 20 questions of 1 mark, 20 marks. 3 marks question, there will be 5 questions. 3 questions of 4 marks, 3 questions of 5 marks and 3 questions of 6 marks. So in total there are 34 questions consisting 80 marks. There will be 6 internal choices, 1 choice in 3 marks question, 1 choice in 4 marks question, 2 choices in 5 marks question and 2 choices in 6 marks question. So overall there will be 6 internal choices. But remember, this paper consists of case studies to the most of the sides. Now let's start with the first topic, human activities. This is the topic related to our first chapter. The name of the chapter, this is a topic of Foundation of Business, and the name of the chapter is Nature and Purpose of Business. So we are going to start with the human activities. Any activity that a human being performs to meet his requirement is called human activity. That means any activity which is being done by or performed by a human for satisfaction, for earning money, for any of his requirement, that activities are considered as human activities. You all know human needs money also. Sometimes human needs satisfaction also. Human needs can be related to earning money as well as getting mental satisfaction. On examination of human activities, one can find some of these activities provide direct economic benefits like working in office, running a shop, practicing as a doctor, etc. That means some activities provide us money when we perform those activities, while others do not produce direct economic benefits. For example, cooking, playing, dancing, going outside. These activities are not going to give us any monetary benefit, but we are going to get satisfaction by performing these activities. So human activities are classified into two categories. First is economic activities and the second is non-economic activities. Now the first is economic activities. Activities which are undertaken by people with the object of earning money are known as economic activities. Economic activities are those activities which are undertaken by people, and the main objective behind performing these activities is earning money. They want to earn their livelihood. They want to earn bread and butter for their family. So such activities are known as economic activities. These activities are concerned with production, exchange and distribution of goods and services. What we do in these activities is either we produce something or we exchange the goods or we distribute the goods or services, right? So examples are production of goods in a factory, distribution of goods by wholesaler or retailer, working in a factory, practicing as a lawyer, practicing as a teacher, working as a teacher, etc. So all these activities are known as economic activities because by performing these activities we will be getting some monetary benefits. Then you can see the example of economic activities. The doctor is treating the patient. Then the workers are working in a factory. These all are the examples of economic activities. Then this is also an economic activity example where officials are holding the meeting, etc. Then comes non-economic activities. The activities which are undertaken by an individual with the motive of getting psychological satisfaction are known as Non-economic activity. Activities which an individual performs for the main purpose of satisfaction, where he wants to gain internal satisfaction. That activities are known as non-economic activities. The end result of non-economic activities is not earning profit or creation of wealth, but it gives satisfaction. Now, main motive behind non-economic activities is not earning profit. Person does not want to earn profit, rather he wants to gain satisfaction. Non-economic activities are undertaken because of love, sympathy, or sentiments. That means if we love someone, that is why we do something for that particular person. Like you must have seen your mother doing cooking for you people. She does all this for love with you, because of love with you people. These activities are called non-economic activities. We are not going to pay money to mother for doing work for us, for cooking for us, for doing washing for us, but she is doing because it is giving her psychological satisfaction. So such activities are called non-economic activities. Example: going to temple, charity, social services, production for self-consumption, etc. All these activities are considered under non-economic activities. You can see this example: people are moving in the temple and the lady is taking the family member outside for walk. So these are the examples of non-economic activities. But remember, if instead of this lady a nurse is taking a old person for outside walk, then that work of the nurse will be considered as economic activity, because we will be paying nurse for taking care of the old person in the family. Remember, those activities for which we get monetary benefits, these are known as economic activities. Now, difference between economic activities and non-economic activities. First is motive. Economic activities are done or performed with the motive of earning money, creating wealth in the economy. And non-economic activities, the motive behind performing these activities is social or psychological satisfaction. Expectation: we expect money income from economic activities, and we do not expect any money income from the non-economic activities. The purpose of these activities, of economic activities, is creation of wealth, whereas the purpose of non-economic activities is psychological satisfaction. The outcome of economic activities, that what we get by performing economic activities, we produce goods and services, and the outcome of non-economic activities is mental satisfaction of persons feel satisfied only. Examples include: economic activities include business, profession, employment, whereas non-economic activities include family oriented activities, religious, social, service, etc. So bachis, in simple words, I will only say you whether an activity is economic or non-economic. It depends upon the motive, it depends upon the situation. When a chef does cooking for his clients in the hotel, in the restaurant, that means that person is doing economic activity. But when a same chef does cooking for his family members at home, so such an activity is known as non-economic activity. Similarly, when a teacher teaches in a school, in that case the activities performed by the teacher is known as economic activities. But when the same teacher teaches his or her children at home, such an activities are called non-economic activities, because when we are taking care of our loved ones, our family members, that means we are not getting money in return, we are just getting satisfaction. That's it about economic activities and non-economic activities. But now comes types of economic activities. Economic activities are divided into three parts: business, profession, employment. Now we'll discuss about these one by one. First comes business. Business means those economic activities which are connected or concerned with production, purchase, sale, or distribution of goods, in which we are producing the goods, we are selling the goods, we are exchanging the goods, and the main objective behind that is earning profit. You can take example: fishing, mining, farming, manufacturing, wholesaling business, retailing business. All these are the examples of business, right? Then comes profession. Profession refers to the activities which require special knowledge and skills to be applied by an individual in his work to earn a living. Profession means a special field in which you need special knowledge, special skill. You will apply that in your work if you really want to earn money. For example, you will talk about doctor. Everyone cannot be a doctor. A doctor needs a proper qualified degree of doctor. You need to be MBBS, and you have to perform, you have to achieve the required degree. If you want to be lawyer, you have to do LLB and required degree, and you have to apply that skill that you have learned in your college, in your institutions, for your practice in your work. Actually, you need to apply those skills to earn your living. So these activities are subject to guidelines, code of conduct laid down by the professional bodies. There are professional bodies also who provide guidelines for these activities, or who provide ethics or code of conducts to be followed, rules and regulations to be followed for performing these activities. People who perform these activities are known as professionals. Example, lawyers are there, doctors are there. For lawyers, there is Bar Council of India. For doctors, there is Medical Council of India, like this. So all these people need special qualification, and they use their skills that they have learned in their work. So this is profession. Then comes employment. Employment refers to an activity in which an individual works regularly for another person and get remuneration in return. The person works regularly, but he works for some other person, and in return he gets money from that person. Such work is known as employment. When you work for some other person and that other person gives you money for doing the work, that person work is known as employment. So the person who does the work for other person is known as employees, and the person who for whom the work is done is known as employer. The boss is known as employer, and in return you get salaries or wages. Salaries are paid to the white collar employees, wages are paid to the blue collar employees. White collar employees are the actual people who work in the office, who use their brain work, who are doing the managerial work, like this. And the blue collar employees are those who are working in the factory level, okay, who are doing physical labor. So this is the difference between salary and wages. Salaries are paid to white collar employees, wages are paid to the blue collar employees. Examples of employment are working in office, bank, insurance company, shop, etc. Working in a clerk, as a clerk, peon, salesman, all these comes under the example of employment. So economic activities are divided into three parts. These are business, profession, employment. So now we'll discuss about difference between these three terms, these three activities. Remember, you need to write basis while writing any of the difference. There is marks for basis also. First is commencement. Business may commence with the decision of entrepreneur. Whenever entrepreneur wants to start the business, he can start the business. Profession may commence on completion of a degree. If you want to start the profession, you need to complete your degree first. Then only you can start your profession. You need to achieve a particular skill first, okay? And employment commences on joining duty by entering into a service agreement. As and when you enter into a service agreement with your employer, your work employment starts over there only. Then qualification. No minimum qualification is there for business. Prescribed and professional qualification is there for profession, and qualification depends upon the nature of job for employment. Then investment. Capital requirement depends on the scale of business. That means if you really want to start business, you need money. Without money, you cannot start the business. For profession also, you need money, but the extent of required money is limited. And for employment, no need of capital, no need of money to start the employment. Risk. Business is always full of uncertainties, so it is full of risk also. In profession, there is little risk as compared to business, and employment, there is no risk involved, because if you will be sacked from one job, you can start another job in some other company also. Then transfer of interest. Business can be transferred. Transfer of interest means कि you can transfer your business to your hereditary family members. Fine. So you can transfer of interest in business is possible. Transfer of interest in profession is not possible, because a doctor cannot transfer his degree of doctor to his son. If he is not a doctor, he is not a qualified person, right? A teacher cannot make his daughter or son teacher if he or she is not qualified for that. So transfer of interest is not possible for profession, and the same transfer of employment is also not possible. Then comes main objective. The main objective of business is to earn profit. Main objective of profession is to provide service, and main objective of employment is to earn income in the form of salary by satisfying the needs of employer. Then code of conduct. No prescribed code of conduct or rules and regulations for business. There is prescribed code of conduct for professional association, and in employment, employee has to follow the terms and conditions framed by the employer. Then comes nature of work involved. The business involves production, purchase, sale, and exchange of goods and services. The profession involves rendering services to the customer, whereas employment involves performing the work as assigned by the employer. Then is reward. Whatever you earn in business is known as profit. Whatever you earn in profession is known as fees. And whatever you earn in employment is known as salaries or wages. That's it for the economic activities. In the next lecture, we will start with the meaning, features, and objectives of business. Till then, take care.